Imagine being accused of a crime you didn't commit, your name plastered across newspapers worldwide, your life dissected by strangers while you sit alone, powerless, in a foreign country. Now imagine returning to that same place nearly 20 years later. The courthouse still stands. The streets are the same. And yet, everything has changed. This is the story of Amanda Knox, a young American student whose life was torn apart by tragedy, media frenzy, and a system that once branded her a murderer. Not as a prisoner, not as a defendant, but as a woman reclaiming her voice, her dignity, and her story. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to confront the place that almost destroyed you? To face the eyes of a world that once condemned you? This is a story of survival, resilience, and the fight for justice. A tale that will challenge what you think about truth, perception, and the human spirit. It begins with a young student stepping into a world she could never have imagined, a world that would forever change her life. What does it feel like to step into a new country, full of hope, only to have your world change overnight? Amanda Knox, 20, a bright and adventurous student from Seattle, arrived in Perugia, Italy, seeking new experiences, friendships, and a taste of life abroad. She shared a small apartment with fellow students, including Meredith Kercher, a British exchange student. They weren't close friends, but housemates navigating studies, quiet nights, and the charm of a medieval town. Can you imagine being young and naive, unaware that a single night could change your life forever? For a time, everything seemed ordinary, until November 1st, 2007, when the darkness arrived. How quickly can normal life become unrecognizable? One evening, everything shifted.
On November 1st, 2007, Meredith Kercher was found murdered in her bedroom. Stabbed, alone, and vulnerable. Police launched an immediate investigation. Amanda Knox, initially a witness, became a suspect. Her boyfriend, Rafael Salcido, was also drawn into the spotlight. What would you do if your world turned upside down overnight? If the authorities considered you guilty before evidence was examined? How do you process fear, disbelief, and the media storm all at once? Amanda's nightmare had just begun, a story that would shock the world.
Amanda was interrogated late into the night without legal representation. Police pressured her, suggested scenarios, and raised their voices. Under extreme stress, she made statements she would later retract. How would you maintain composure when every answer could be misinterpreted? Could you hold on to the truth while the world watches, waiting for you to falter? Amanda Knox, the student, became Amanda Knox, the accused, and public judgment was swift. Can public perception destroy a life faster than the legal system itself? The press quickly crafted a narrative. Foxy Knoxy, a nickname she never asked for, dominated global headlines. Every gesture, smile, and silence was dissected. How does a young woman survive when the world has already decided her fate? Evidence was flawed, inconsistent, yet the story sold. Could you endure being reduced to a cautionary tale for millions of strangers? How do you survive when freedom is ripped from your hands at 22? In 2009, Amanda was convicted of murder and sentenced to 26 years in prison. Prison became her reality: isolation, a foreign language, uncertainty. How would you maintain hope while locked away in a place that feels unfamiliar? Amanda wrote letters, learned Italian, and clung to the belief that truth would prevail. Survival meant endurance, and an unwavering faith in her innocence. Can the truth truly set you free after the world has branded you guilty? In 2011, her appeal dismantled flawed evidence. DNA discrepancies and procedural errors were exposed. Amanda Knox was acquitted. She walked out, free at last, yet suspicion still lingered. Can justice ever fully erase the stigma of wrongful conviction? Freedom was granted, but the world's gaze remained unrelenting. How do you rebuild a life when every step is shadowed by the past? Even after exoneration, scrutiny followed. Some refused to believe her innocence. Slowly, Amanda rebuilt her life, writing, advocating, and finding love and family. Could she ever fully leave Italy behind? What does it mean to reclaim peace after years of false accusation? What does it take to face the place that nearly destroyed you, and do so with courage? Years later, Amanda returned, to face allegations of slander related to her interrogation statements. The irony was striking, a woman once wrongfully imprisoned voluntarily confronting the system. She entered the courtroom not with fear, but with resolve. Could you return to a place that almost ruined your life and still walk with dignity? This time, Amanda had her voice, her story, and refused to be silenced. Amanda Knox's journey is about more than innocence or guilt. It is about surviving injustice, reclaiming a life, and telling your truth. True justice may never fully restore what was lost, but survival itself is victory. Amanda endured prison, public hatred, and global scrutiny. By confronting the system, she reclaimed her story, and her life. What would you do if the world judged you unfairly? Could you survive and thrive against impossible odds?